Georgia Southern in the white with blue trim. East Tennessee State, the navy blue and gold. Pass underneath. Nice hands inside with a freshman Lewis Gray.
They want to play up tempo. You saw right off the tip. They won the tip and threw a 50-foot pass, Doc. They want to go quickly today.
Both these schools won their respective divisions. They have been the powerhouses in the Southern Conference the past couple of years. Both have struggled this year winning away from home. Take a look at the starting lineups of both these teams. We told you about the great guard matchup here. Sneed, Big Dylan Sneed, leads the league in rebounding for East Tennessee State. And Jean Francois, 15 consecutive double-figure scoring games. That'll be a nice battle inside between Francois and Sneed.
Short shot clock now off that deflection. He'll try and create here.
Here's Timmy Smith, Southern Conference preseason player of the year. Sneed on the follow. Here come the Eagles. Elton Nesbitt. We told you he was exciting to watch, and he will call the block inside, and Nesbitt will shoot a couple.
Talk about the great quickness. Look at the crossover to the baseline. Tried to get position, just leaned in a little too much, and he picks up the foul. But, Doc, this team has had such explosive games when these two guards get going. And Nesbitt and Williams, and if they get going early, it'll be a long night for the visitors.
Last four games for Elton Nesbitt. He scored 38 at here against the Citadel his last time on this floor, 29 at Furman, and 24 at Illinois, Chicago, and at Wofford. Pretty good four-game stretch for the junior guard out of Deerfield Beach, Florida. Hits them both.
Little press there, just show press, try and make the game go faster. Murray Bartow's got to get his team to play a medium tempo, he told me. They don't want to walk it, but they don't want to go as quickly as Georgia Southern does.
Tight man-to-man defense, very quick basketball teams, two leading scoring teams in the conference, and that one's off the foot and will belong back to Georgia Southern. Couple of turnovers early here for the Buccaneers of East Tennessee State.
Nice pass. Too easy.
Jean Francois, the senior, makes it look easy inside.
Murray Bartow also told me his team's had trouble playing consistent man-to-man defense, and you saw it there.
Timmy Smith in among the trees, gets it swatted away. It'll belong back to East Tennessee State. And, Bob, that's what Tim Smith said he was trying to do so much in the last month. He's been trying to take so much of this offense on his own shoulders. Speaking of Smith,
there we go.
He nails the three from outside.
That's what his team needed there. They were in trouble, danger of falling into a big hole early. Now they're back in the zone, which more of lately, a lot more of lately.
Trying to protect inside. Here's Williams for three. A little hard off the iron. Nice rebound by Graham. They're so excited about that freshman. Francois for the 18-footer can't get it to fall. Then Rhoda. Veteran, does get the double roll.
Thought about coming out and look again how quickly Georgia Southern playing fast, just for fast's sake here early.
Off the back of the iron, Sneed. Here come the Buccaneers once again. Smith pushing it up the floor of the tempo.
Where they want to get out there and settle down.
Nice dish to Anthony. He is fouled, and the shot will not fall.
Which one of the things I talked to Jeff Price, the coach at Georgia Southern, about yesterday, Doc, because they have been so efficient offensively and inconsistent defensively, their games have had wild runs. They'll score 10 points in a row and then give up 10 points in a row. You see that early. Scored 6 on the cusp of giving up 7 now.
Anthony makes the first of 2. There's a look at the head coach. You just heard Bob mentioning Jeff Price, 6th year at Georgia Southern. His 12th year as a head coach, and what a job he has done here with the Eagles. Anthony can't convert the second one, and here come the Eagles back. Oh, soft touch by Elton Nesbitt.
But so explosive offensively. The guy who brings it up just creates his own shot. One pass, no pass, quick points.
Inside to Reed, the freshman. Nice give and go.
You can see that these two teams have had their problems defensively, and you're seeing why. They're giving up a lot of easy shots both ends. Wide open in the corner here. There he is.
Back to Nesbitt. Can't give him that shot. That's what he'll do with it of the time in the last 4 games.
He's already got 7, and he is living up to his billing.
Anthony all the way takes it himself.
But again, that's too easy if you're Jeff Price. You can't let a guy dribble the ball 60 feet for a layup. And they're going quick. He had a good look at it, too, that time, Nesbitt. That was close to already putting him in double figures before the first media timeout.
There's Smith. We told you these 2 guys, Smith and Nesbitt, they are within 0.4 of a point of each other in the Southern Conference scoring battle for the battle for the scoring title. There is Nesbitt and Smith guarding. He gets it back outside and will set up the offense with Terry Williams. Oh, nice pass inside. Wide open is Francois to follow, and the freshman Graham will be clubbed under the basket.
Now the trouble, Doc, is when you play zone, you just can't allow it in there. Second foul, you take a look. There's a great look inside, but he can't be allowed to just have an uncontested pass from the wing. And then, of course, they're really out of sorts rebounding-wise because they've got to rotate to the ball to help. There's nobody on the weak side. 2 second chances, and then an obvious foul right there. You see, just not to give up the easy one.
Bob, as you mentioned, then more important for East Tennessee State, second personal foul on the freshman Andrew Reed. And he will take a seat, and they will bring in Aaron Scott. Reed's sort of been the catalyst the last 3 or 4 games for this basketball team when they have gone 3-1 with this lineup with Reed as a starter. Now he takes a seat with 2 personal fouls. Smith penetrates.
This is a football background. You'd like this. This is north-south stuff here, Doc. They are just absolutely running it down each other's throats.
This is run and shoot on the basketball court. Speaking of shooting, Nesbitt now with 10 points. Elton Nesbitt. We told you he had 38 the last time they played on this floor 2 weeks ago.
And Smith's got 7. These guys are putting on some fireworks early.
Break out the oxygen mask. There's Williams a little bit short.
Oh, my.
Anthony sort of behind the back, but it was behind Williams' back.
Smith stole it from his own teammate.
There's Rhoda with the follow. Well, we told you these 2 guards would be sensational, and they are just spectacular with the offense. Elton Nesbitt and Timmy Smith. They are 1-2 in the Southern Conference in scoring. And remember, the Southern Conference scoring title was all the way through the conference tournament. Well, ESPN's coverage of college hoops action continues tonight with Louisville and Memphis meeting for the final time in the regular season as Conference USA members, ending a conference rivalry dating back to their days in the old Metro Conference. Francisco Garcia and the Cardinals look to avenge an upset at the hands of Rodney Cardney and the Memphis Tigers. That's coming up tonight.
That's a guy that has such great skills. I've seen probably 50 of Garcia's games over his career, and look at the numbers. Good field goal percentage, but a great passer, Doc, and a deep shooter. He's actually been in a bit of a shooting slump, still shooting 36% behind the arc, so he's an explosive player in the bright NBA future.
No doubt about it. The FedEx Forum, the side of that game. Brad Nessler, Dick Vitale, Aaron Andrews on hand. Turnover. Here come the Buccaneers. Rhoda will take it himself.
Well, that's been a big problem for them this year, turning the ball over, losing the turnovers battle. And they're off to a good start early here, forcing a couple of turnovers. Lots of points, Doc.
Elton Nesbitt, the junior from Deerfield Beach, Florida, not letting it down whatsoever, showing why he's so exciting here for the fans at Georgia Southern. As we are 50 miles northwest of Savannah and 76 miles southeast of Augusta. And Bob Valvano, this is not a basketball game. This is a track meet early on.
You know what? I wasn't a math major, but they've taken 25 shots already. That's on pace for 250 shots today. Going to have to put their arms in ice after the game today.
They got to roll out the oxygen bottles here at halftime. If that first game had gone into overtime, we would have missed the first half here. That's how fast this one's going,
and you'd have missed a lot of action because these guys are not letting us down, are they, Jerry? These guys are scoring at the pace they were advertised.
East Tennessee State, 61% from the floor to start, 8 of 13 after shooting so poorly on Monday night, just 33% and a 14-point loss at home to Chattanooga. They have come out on fire. Here is Georgia Southern. There's Williams, a nice pass inside, and a nice putback by Graham.
You get the impression, Murray Bartow's team, they're not deep, and they are trying to avoid fouls early, and they're giving up a lot of easy ones inside.
James Anthony handling the basketball. He did not start. He comes off the bench very early and has been absolutely sensational, scoring over 20 points in 3 of the last 5 games he has played. Nice dish back outside to Anthony for 3. A little strong. Snead can't get it, and here come the Eagles of Georgia Southern. He'll take the shot. Nesbitt can't get the roll.
Nice pass. We're going to get a push out of bounds. Yeah. Nice look, though. You know, Smith has sometimes gotten criticism, Jerry, because he's taking a lot of shots, maybe selfish, but Murray Bartow told me this kid is just so determined to win, and when he feels his team is struggling, sometimes he tries to do a little too much, but you can see unselfish. Good pass there.
That one intercepted. Here comes Nesbitt, 2-on-1. They got the numbers. Nice dish to Francois.
You can say the same thing about Nesbitt, unselfish for all the points he scores. Nice pass there, and he averages about 4 assists a game, so he will pass the basketball.
Francois going over 1,000 points. 3 different players on this squad at Georgia Southern. 1,000 career points. Pretty good to offense here.
You don't see that very often. 3 1,000-point scorers, and a couple of them not even seniors. So it's very, very impressive that the underclassmen was 2. One of them is not a senior anyway, so they have had some firepower.
Great unselfishness a moment ago by Elton Nesbitt on the breakaway.
Takes his time. When you got a 2-on-1, Jerry, what you're looking for is a 1-pass or a no-pass fast break. You make that defender commit. As soon as he saw the defender commit to him, as soon as he made Scott commit, he made the nice pass, and Francois with the finish. That's how you want to run a 2-on-1.
2-point basketball game here at the 13-minute mark. Both these teams on fire early on. They struggled in their last outing. Both did, as a matter of fact, in shooting, but they have not struggled today. Francois inside. Gets it swatted away. Great defense inside by Scott. That'll be tipped out and belong back to East Tennessee State.
Well, the numbers tell the story for these teams. For Georgia Southern, when they don't shoot the 3 well, they struggle. They shot 1 for 19 against Portland when they lost. I'll give you some other games later as we go inside. An easy one again for East Tennessee State.
Travis Strong, a little backyard ball. Bounced it off the back of the defender, picked it up and put it in the hoop. Nice gutsy move, or a nice sharp move by the player, by the junior.
Absolutely. Heady play. Anytime somebody loses sight of the ball, you can make them pay. That's just what he did there.
Francois back out to Nesbitt for 3.
Big strong rebound that time by Joseph.
Big Courtney Joseph's a great story. And you take a look at the shot, it will not fall. And going to call a push inside.
Joseph going to get a call that time.
Here's Murray Bartow, the second-year head coach at Alabama Birmingham. He was a graduate of Alabama Birmingham, second-year head coach at East Tennessee State, Southern Conference Coach of the Year. What a sensational season they had a year ago. 27-6, 15-1 in the conference, and a school record 16-game winning streak a year ago. Smith wins the 100-yard dash at the court, but they turn it over.
Well, that tells the story for them. We'll get to that in a second.
Near turnover by Georgia Southern. Joseph fires the fastball toward the lane. Combination of football and a track meet and a basketball floor.
And the carry, and they're placing an emphasis on that this year, yes. It is a point of emphasis. But Jerry, I talk about Georgia Southern. Yeah, I want to say live and die by the 3-point shot, but that's something Jeff Price has told us. His team's got to figure out they can win other than when they shoot the ball great. They're starting to learn that. For Murray Bartow, last year, this was one of the best teams in the conference in turnover ratio. This year, they are making more turnovers than they create, and that's been a large part of their struggles this season.
Also finished in a tie atop the steal category a year ago. East Tennessee State took it away a lot of times a year ago. They lost 2 all-conference players off that Southern Conference tournament championship team, Gerald Fields and Zaki Wadood. As the big fella inside can't get it to fall. Oh, nice follow-up by Dante Genny, the sophomore guard from Tallahassee.
You can't score as many points as Georgia Southern does and just have a 2-man team, or even 3, but they have those 3,000-point scorers. But everybody capable of stepping up and scoring. We're seeing that early.
Georgia Southern, number 1 in the Southern Conference in scoring offense, number 9 in the country. That shot partially blocked inside by Francois.
Nice kick. One more maybe, yep.
Here's Joseph inside to Francois. Reverses the shot and comes off the glass with great effort by Jean Francois, the senior from West Palm.
Nice pass by the big guy, Joseph, with a good look.
Snead on the follow. He gets hammered from behind by Francois, taps the ball away.
Maybe a little too fast for Murray Bartow's liking. He likes to run, but not with this group.
He's only got 9 players on the bench.
Well, they are just giving up runouts, but a careless turnover, really. That should have been a layup.
5th turnover for East Tennessee State. Elton Nesbitt is the king of three-pointers. We're going to show you what he did early in the year. You're not going to believe it when we come back. All knotted up here in Statesboro, Georgia. It's a gorgeous day, but back here in January, it was raining threes, courtesy of one Elton Nesbitt, the junior guard from Deerfield Beach. Count them yourself. A season high, a school record, and the young man at 5'8" tall launched them one by one. On a night, he was 11 for 16 from beyond the arc for an NCAA tying 43 points on the season.
It's like Sesame Street Day. You counting along in the corner? Here comes 11 every which way, going left, going right, off the dribble. And he had another game this year where he had 10 in a game, Jerry. So he showed that was no fluke.
He had 10 against the Citadel. He had 11 out of 16 from beyond the arc. 43 points, which ties the Division I high in NCAA basketball this year, that night against Chattanooga. And he is 2 for 4 from beyond the arc here in this one. Francois, nice dish out. They're going to call a couple of steps on Anthony Marshall. 4th turnover of the game here in the first half for the Eagles of Georgia Southern. 30th time these two teams have met. Georgia Southern holds the advantage 17-12. East Tennessee State has not won here at Hanner Fieldhouse since 1995. Been a very tough place for them to play. Great follow inside by Scott, and he is fouled.
Jerry, I think that, as we said, Murray Bartow likes to play up-tempo basketball, but he said coming in here and trying to get into a track meet with these guys will not work. And that second segment got it slowed down just a little. They took 25 shots combined in the first segment, 15 in the second one. So I think the speed is getting a little bit more manageable for Murray Bartow.
Second personal foul on Courtney Joseph. You take a look at Scott. He cannot get the first one at fall. Aaron Scott is an 80% free throw shooter, was coming into the game having hit 16 out of 20 on the season. First point of the game for Scott. He breaks the tie. We've had 3 ties here in the first 10 minutes of the first half.
Look at how far. Look at all the room in the middle of that zone, Doc. I mean, they are just so concerned about this team's three-point shooting. They're extending so far, it opens up passing lanes inside.
That ball tipped away, and it'll belong back to Georgia Southern. We are at Hanner Fieldhouse here in Statesboro, Georgia. Southern Conference basketball action. 2 of the perennial heavyweights. Last year's division titles winners, along with Bob Valvano. I'm Jerry Punch. Glad to have you with us. It is Judgment Week presented by Sharp, and somewhat of a judgment day here in the Southern Conference. Williams from 20 feet. And a couple of Buccaneers battling on the basketball. They will lose it out of bounds. It'll go back to East Tennessee State.
And again, very susceptible to the long pass over the top because they're so concerned with forcing tempo. They push so far up, they are susceptible to the long pass. And the Buccaneers are looking for that early.
Nesbitt and Smith, who just joined our coverage, both under 5'9". 2 of the most prolific scorers in the conference. Here's Oatman. Gets it back to Smith, and he dribbles it on the end line. It'll be another turnover for East Tennessee State. 6 turnovers here for the Buccaneers.
Well, that's been their bugaboo all year. Now they've already made 2 more turnovers than they've created. Take a look at the Georgia Southern resume. That overall record not all that gaudy, and the RPI working against them. So certainly it appears they'll have to win the tournament to get in. But Jeff Price has done a remarkable job here, and they have been tough at home.
Georgia Southern having won 2 Southern Conference South Division titles in the last 3 years. The only two they've won in their 12 years in the Southern Conference, both with Jeff Price at the helm. Ball away from Rhoda does not go down, but it's tipped out of bounds by Francois and will belong back to East Tennessee State.
You just saw that bucket by Graham, and that underscores what we talked about earlier, Jerry. They score so many points. They score 81 points. Not going to happen with just 3 scores. You got to have everybody step up. Graham's already got 6 points in this ball game.
Rhoda inbounds to open. They're looking inside for the big fella Sneed. There they get the ball to Sneed. He tries to jam it, and Francois blocks his shot. That's the battle everyone wanted to see. Two physical players. Two of the strongest players in the league going head-to-head. Here's Francois, and he will be called for the charge.
Well, you know what happens? Sometimes you get so wrapped up off the great defensive play, the adrenaline kicks in. Watch the weak side help to come across. That's where blocks come from. 1-2 steps, times it perfectly, up, clean block. But the other end, I think, a little bit amped up because of that, and then a little over-anxious picks up the offensive foul.
He put the head down like it was 4.5 a yard on that. Nice screen for Smith. Takes the 17-footer. Can't get it to fall. Oh, easy follow by Scott.
That's what's killing Jeff Price's bunch. The easy shots they're giving in transition and on the glass. And they usually out-rebound people.
Williams from outside. He is the record holder at Georgia Southern for 3-point attempts and baskets made. Way off the glass. Can't get it to fall.
Watch from behind. Oh, that's a good decision there. That's kind of fool's gold there. They're taking that shot quickly. That's what Georgia Southern wants.
Nice double pump by Francois. Can't get it to fall. Here come the Buccaneers in transition. Another turnover for East Tennessee State.
This is too fast for them right now. Only a 2-point game. The tempo is going for the home team.
And Williams nails it from 21.5 feet. 6 points for Terry Williams, the senior from Gainesville, Florida. And Murray Bartow has seen enough. He calls for the timeout. His basketball team not playing under control.
Boy, that is simple basketball. You're not going to guard me that far away. I'm going to make you pay. A deep 3, an 8-3 run now for the home team. And just as I said, I think Murray Bartow sensed the speed going a little bit too quick for his team's comfort.
Tonight, ESPN2 coverage of women's college basketball continues at 7 Eastern as Ann Struther and Shard Houston and the Connecticut Huskies try to sweep the regular season from the Boston College Eagles. Judgment Week on ESPN2 tonight at 7 Eastern. ESPN, your exclusive home for the Women's NCAA Championship. For more, log on to ESPN.com. How about UConn senior class? 126-11 and 3 national championships. What an incredible run they have had.
Yeah, it's been one of the great success stories. Certainly the number of household names that are in part of women's basketball through that program. And of course their coach Gino Auriemma, who's done a terrific job.
And we will, of course, we are the exclusive home of the NCAA women's tournament. Always enjoyable every year. Great basketball still to come your way. An 8-3 run by Georgia Southern has produced a 5-point lead. A soft floater doesn't fall for Smith. And they're going to call Smith on the hold. A little frustration now setting in for East Tennessee State. They've got to be very careful. Georgia Southern up by 5 with just over 7 minutes to play here in the first half. Thank you very much, Scott. Panthers getting it done at home there early on.
Well, they have been kind of all over the yard, though, the Pitt Panthers. Losing at home to West Virginia and then some great road wins. They win at Syracuse, so dangerous, but kind of a bit of a question mark.
And how about Terry Williams? We don't hear a lot about Terry Williams, a senior guard from Gainesville. Look at...
One of the things, because Nesbitt's numbers are so gaudy. How about the game when Nesbitt made the 11 threes? By the way, Terry Williams made 8 threes that game.
Yeah,
which would have tied the school record if not for his teammates. So he's maybe sometimes gets talked about in the second part of the sentence, but should be mentioned in the first part because he's the all-time leading 3-point shooter in the school's history. He's got 2 tonight.
714 attempts, 255 makes by Williams. And Nesbitt adds another one. 13 points by Nesbitt here in the first half. And we still have 6.5 minutes to play.
See, that's the fool's gold I'm talking about. They dare you to throw it long because they want the game to go fast. That's what Murray Bartow's group's got to do. If there's not a wide open look, get it out, put it in that guy's hands, get in their sets, Play at medium speed, not fast speed. Fast speed is in favor of the home team here this afternoon.
Largest lead of the game is 8 points by Georgia Southern. East Tennessee State trying to be very deliberate with the offense a little bit here and get a better look.
That's a little too deliberate, though. Now, they haven't done anything. They run it down to 5 seconds and done nothing.
3 seconds on the shot clock. Rhoda's shot is off the mark, and here come the Eagles.
That was much too passive in possession. Oh, what a block. Beautiful play from the back by Scott.
Scott will set it back up with Smith, who looks cross court. Anthony across the floor, doesn't see him open in the corner.
See that, Jerry? They've gone completely passive. They got to find that middle ground. They went too fast and too passive.
Inside to Rhoda, who double clutches. What a shot. He gets the shot off and draws the personal foul.
Oh, man. Hung in the air, drew the contact, put it up there soft for his 8th point. But this was better. This was under control. Watch Smith now, the penetrating pass inside. And as the help comes over, Rhoda says, I'll just shy away. Another angle. You see when they had the defender, Genny, fall down. Knows help is coming. Boy, right here, leans away, says, I'll get the contact, and pushes it up there with the left hand, turns it into a 3-point play. Nice finish.
Ben Rhoda's 9 points. He's averaging 10.7, second leading scorer on the team for the Buccaneers. Lead back to 5, could be 8 if that one goes. Nice follow. Oh, nice follow inside by Willie Dunn, the junior from Los Angeles. First 2 points of the night for Dunn.
Among the other problems that East Tennessee's had, they've been out-rebounded on the season, and they're not getting very many on the defensive glass in that zone now.
Scott on the penetration, and he draws the foul on Willie Dunn. That's a 17th foul on Georgia Southern, and that will send Scott to the line for 1 and 1.
Well, one of the things that East Tennessee State's done a good job of with its short rosters, they only have 3 team fouls now, so there's nobody close to foul trouble, really.
And get it to fall, despite being an 80% free throw shooter, and here come the Eagles once again. Both teams now trying to get a little more deliberate with this offensive tempo.
They're in a box and one right now. You see right there, they're playing Nesbitt man-to-man. That's box and one they're playing defensively. And again, the danger in gimmick defenses, if you will, is how well you rebound. They've been hurt by some stickbacks.
Georgia Southern leaders, Nesbitt with 13 points, Graham with 6 rebounds. And add 2 more points for Graham now, who has 8 on the night. Just went above his average. He's only averaging 7.9 a game. The true freshman from West Palm Beach, Florida.
Well, that's just, it's nice execution. Take nothing away from Jeff Price's ball club. But boy, that's too easy. Inbounds pass, guy catch it right in front of the goal for a dumb foul.
Lewis doesn't get the roll. Buccaneers trying to draw. Pull the margin down. Nice block beneath the basket by Graham.
That's the fool's goal. Went too fast, block, and now an easy one at the other end.
Graham may have turned an ankle as he is hobbling up the floor.
Yeah, he's in pain, Jerry, you're right.
Obviously very uncomfortable, and now he will hobble as the timeout comes. He will lean over and walk over toward the Georgia Southern bench.
I think they're going to get him out of there.
Lewis Graham, the freshman from West Palm Beach, Florida, told me before the game, he said, my mom's birthday was yesterday. We practiced. I didn't get to talk to her, tell Mama that I'm playing this game for her. Let's see what happened to him a moment ago on a great block beneath the basket.
Well, you can't really see it. He probably comes down on a foot there, but what a terrific block. Both hands. And then this is what it leads to at the other end. Transition and the easy layup. That's what we talked about. Here's a good look. Let's see if we can watch. Yes, he comes down on the foot of the guy who's the shot he blocked. Did a good job blocking Anthony's shot, but landed on his foot. And that's the easiest way to turn an ankle in basketball. But that's the fool's gold I'm talking about. East Tennessee State, unless that's a wide open shot, Jerry, they're better off not taking it. Because when they're getting a shot blocked or missing, it's run outs at the other end.
Like they were stretching a hamstring out a moment ago. It came down with the ankle. Leaders for East Tennessee State, Rhoda with 9 points. Sneed, the big fella, with 6 rebounds and a couple of steals.
Went to Rhoda, and he got a good look. Didn't go, though.
Georgia Southern on an 11-4 run. Biggest lead, 11 points.
That's ridiculously easy. You can't give Williams that. He's the leading three-point shooter in the school's history. Got to get a guy on him.
Timmy Smith trying to get inside, spins around and somehow gets the shot off for a couple. Nice dish out by Williams, and Guinea will lose the ball. Here comes Smith and the Buccaneers. Smith for the 12-footer, gets tapped from behind, inside. Snead can't follow, and East Tennessee State can't buy a basket.
Nice pass. Oh, that's a great pass. That's two guards that have worked together and know each other's game. He threw it around the defender and got a three-point shot for Nesbitt, but I don't even have time to shut up to tell you about the drive by Smith.
Final home game of the year for some sensational players here. And once again, Elton Nesbitt is money. He is on fire.
That's 5 threes, 19 points, and he is doing as advertised.
He had 43 points against Chattanooga, who won the division. And he'll be called for the personal foul on Smith. They will count the basket, and Smith will shoot a free throw.
I didn't know there was an NBA franchise here in Statesboro. This is like the NBA All-Star Game. Fireworks all over the place.
Watch this dish by Williams to Nesbitt from 20 feet, nothing but net. Back in Statesboro, Georgia, Georgia Southern 48, East Tennessee State 34. Buccaneers in danger of being run out of here. A 19-9 run the last 4 minutes for Georgia Southern. Biggest lead of the game here, 14 points. And they're doing it from beyond the arc, Bob Valvano.
Well, our two stars have certainly not disappointed as we watch Tim Smith go to the line, trying to add to his total. He's already got 13. That makes 14. And, of course, we've talked about Elton Nesbitt. You know what? You talk about J.J. Redick. You talk about some of the great shooters in the country. About time you mentioned this kid on that list. He takes a backseat to nobody, and we're finding that out today. Already 5 3-pointers for Elton Nesbitt, and he's looking for more. He'll draw the foul here.
And he will draw the foul on Anthony. James Anthony, the senior out of Tampa. We told you these two guards, the two most prolific scorers, going head-to-head, see who would win the Southern Conference scoring title. And Nesbitt has 19 to 14 for Smith. And we still got almost 3 minutes to play in the first half.
See how nice he made the post pass, though. The right play right there. They came out and extended so far. He threw it to the post. They didn't get a bucket from Francois, but a good pass. And a steal here. Almost.
Smith almost gets it taken away. Travis Strong gathers it back in. A lot of substitution for Georgia Southern, but East Tennessee State only has 9 players total to choose from. Strong on the drive, gets it swatted away, and it belongs back to Georgia Southern. Eighth turnover of the first half here for the Buccaneers of East Tennessee State.
Big game for Georgia Southern. They need some help from the Citadel, but they're trying to get a number 2 seed, which would give them a first-round bye in the SoCon tournament. So there's a lot on the line today.
Turn around for Francois, can't get it to fall. Yeah, College of Charleston plays at home against the Citadel tonight. If the Citadel can beat College of Charleston, then Georgia Southern can win. They would get that bye as finishing second in the South Division. Foul on Dwayne Foreman, his first of the afternoon. That'll put Timmy Smith back to the line. Tim Smith, Southern Conference preseason player of the year.
I'm sorry, Jerry.
2-time most valuable player in the conference tournament. And if he would do it again this year, there's only one player to win the MVP of the conference tournament 3 times in Southern Conference history. Any ideas?
Tell me.
How about Jerry West in West Virginia?
It's amazing the number of great players in this long history of the teams that have passed through this conference. And actually, that's what East Tennessee State's doing. They're moving to the Atlantic Sun, of course, next year. But it's a great long history and continues to be written. Tournament is always great fun, very entertaining.
84th year for the Southern Conference in intercollegiate basketball. 4th on this conference in Division I. Oh, nice penetration by Foreman. Dish off inside to Olivier, and he can't get it to fall.
so quick, but he turned it over though. Sometimes a little too fast for his own good. And
he gets it back, and whoa.
Yeah, he got away with one there, though.
Very fortunate not to be called with a personal foul there. And Jeff Price is up on his feet. Didn't like that at all.
He's going to get another steal. Look at him on the floor. Oh, both great players on the floor.
And we got Francois, and he is mugged under the basket.
Yeah, but how about the two of them patting each other on the back? The two guys on the perimeter, Nesbitt and Smith. What a terrific bit of hustle by both of them. Look at your stars hustling. Watch this. There's the bump. Probably could have been a faul. But Smith comes up with it, turns it into a layup. But now watch it this end here. Loose ball. Smith's on the floor, and Nesbitt's on the floor. The two best players on the floor show that they'll do the grunt work also. And as they got up after that, they gave each other a pat on the back, shook hands. That's what you like to see, going at it.
A little WWF action on the floor there a moment ago.
Without the trash talk, that was just good hustle.
Francois, 7 points in the first half. There's our star watcher visit. Look at the numbers. Smith with 18, Nesbitt with 19, 37 points. Those two guys, and we're not even at halftime yet.
I like the fact the combined numbers are 13 for 24 shooting, which means they got a lot of points, but their shooting percentage is very good. They're not getting points by just shooting good and bad shots. The shot selection's been overall pretty good.
Francois hits them both. He has 8 points for the first half. Timmy Smith, he said he had an offer. Wake Forest heavily recruited him, so did Marquette. Smith in among the trees, and it bounces in. Nice follow by Snead.
That's his first 2 points, and he's been a factor all year on the glass. And Snead has had 6 double-doubles and a great offensive rebounder, so he's got to make his presence felt in the second half.
Nice soft floater by Francois. Here is Snead down with the rebound. Now, Snead's starting to become a factor here in the final couple of minutes of the first half.
And they need that, absolutely.
Smith gets it swatted away. Rhoda takes it back. Snead to push off inside. Very physical play beneath the basket. East Tennessee State can't get it to fall. Final seconds of the first half. Wide open is Dante Guinea. Just seconds away from our Century 21 halftime report. A milestone for Boeheim. How about some buzzer beaters and an SEC showdown? It's all coming up in about 10 seconds with our Century 21 halftime report. We are at halftime here in Statesboro, Georgia, an 11-point lead for the Eagles of Georgia Southern. Scott Reese standing by for our Century 21 halftime report. A big day in college basketball. Scott?
All right, Dr. Jerry.
Brought to you by Toyota. Choose any direction as long as it's moving forward.
Back at halftime here in Statesboro, Georgia, an 11-point lead by Georgia Southern in what is basically a track meet in the first half. 81 shots taken in the first half. 2 players combining for 37 points.
My neck's a little sore from going up and down. I passed Murray Bartow in the hall. He said, did a good job slowing them down, didn't we? Well, not exactly, but hey, an 11-point game with this many points being scored, Doc, this game's far from over.
We told you there were 2 sensational guards to watch in the first half, and neither one of them disappointed us whatsoever. How about Timmy Smith, preseason conference player of the year?
Well, he reminds me of John Lucas for the old school basketball fans. He doesn't shoot a jump shot, kind of a left-handed push shot, but boy, he's been spectacular. And then that guy, Elton Nesbitt, 5 of 7 three-pointers. He's already had a couple of games all year where he's had 10 or more three-pointers. And then Gene Francois becomes the 3rd 1,000-point scorer. One team with 3,000-point scorers, pretty remarkable, and that's why they are so explosive offensively.
No doubt about it. There's a look at these players here. First half, sensational first half by Smith and Nesbitt. And if you're Murray Bartow, what do you do in the second half? What do you say to your kids about how do you slow these guys down?
Well, they're going to have to, first of all, do a better job of keeping them from making stickbacks. When they do get a miss, they haven't done a very good job of clearing the backboard. They've had a bunch of second-chance points, and then they're going to have to find that yellow area, I call it. Run when you can, pull it when it's not there. Don't want to go too much in either direction. They've gone too fast and then too slow.
10th time this year that Georgia Southern has scored more than 50 points in a half.
Oh my, they called that. I'm surprised at that. Called that one on Reed coming from the back. That's 3 fouls, and he's been saddled by fouls all afternoon.
Picked up a couple of early fouls and had to sit. Now in the opening seconds of the second half, Andrew Reed picks up foul number 3.
Now they've had to go back man-to-man, and they have not been a good man-to-man team, quite honestly, East Tennessee State.
Williams creates from outside. Francois has been the catalyst inside, working on Sneed to turn around. A little short. Oh, nice save by Smith, and here come the Buccaneers. Travis Strong turns it back outside to Timmy Smith. Wide move, and Smith can't get it to fall.
It's back quickly, though, to stop the run out. Smith averages more than 4 rebounds a game. That's what's remarkable.
Well, for the first half, they were 8 of 15 from beyond the arc. Now make it 9 of 16.
Great three-point shot for Terry Williams, his 4th trifecta of the afternoon. He and Nesbitt have 9 threes already between them. We just started the second half.
They clear out for Smith, who tries the 17-footer, a little short off the iron. Lewis Graham keeps it alive, and here come the Eagles of Georgia Southern. Williams, oh, nice dish back to Francois. Back out to Nesbitt for 3.
Please, put that guy on your list of the best shooters in the country. Did you see how quickly he got that away, Jerry? You never hear his name mentioned. What does he have to do? What a shot off of the pass. 6 threes for Nesbitt.
Are you kidding me? Elton Nesbitt is simply sensational. 6 of 8 from beyond the arc here, making 22 points for the 5'8" guard. A 17-point margin by Georgia Southern here early in the second half. Now, ESPN's coverage of college hoops action continues tonight with Louisville and Memphis meeting for the final time in the regular season as Conference USA members, ending a conference rivalry that dates back to the old Metro Conference days. Francisco Garcia and the Cardinals trying to avenge the upset at the hands of Rodney Carney and the Memphis Tigers. That's Louisville-Memphis, also available in high definition on ESPN HD. Call your cable operator, DirecTV, or the Dish Network today. Speaking of college basketball, ESPNU launching off with next week, and they'll have 28 men's and women's championship week games, 9 different tournaments, including every Big 12 conference first round and quarterfinal game. That's ESPNU, giving you, the fans, more what you want in collegiate sports.
That's going to be great. I mean, not only more Division I basketball and football, but the Olympic sports, and well, there's so many things out there that people are interested in and entertaining to watch. That's going to be a great addition. I'm looking forward to it.
I'll be doing one of the semifinal basketball tournament games that will be on ESPNU next Friday. So as they launch, inside look, Sneed can't get it to fall. Long down court pass. Oh, dish to Nesbitt off the glass.
What a terrific catch, though, by Denny. I mean, that was a remarkable catch over his shoulder. Your football receiver would have been proud of that one. And then he turned it into a layup.
Full court pass. Now watch the pass to Genny, over the shoulder catch.
No, he's looking toward the sideline. He has to gather it and still have the presence of mind to find Nesbitt, and he turns it into one of his rarities, a 2-point shot, Doc.
10th turnover of the afternoon for East Tennessee State. They are in trouble scoring, and now they're turning the basketball over. Would have been the story of the season for Murray Bartow's club. Has had such sensational years in the conference the past couple of years. $19 points, largest margin of the game for Georgia Southern. Smith almost gets a swatted away and launches the 3.
It was almost a turnover into a 3. Calm as can be. His team needed a bucket, and he stepped up and got it.
21 points for Tim Smith, and the foul will be called on Anthony as Williams tries to drive.
This is a team that's just 1-11 on the road, East Tennessee State. They've come into this game winning 3 of their last 4. Georgia Southern has lost 3 of their last 4. And yet you did get the impression this was going to be a monumental task, especially if the game went at an up-tempo, and it has gone at a very up-tempo. A lot of points in the first half, 52 scored by the home team.
Williams from 20 feet can't get it to fall. Talking about Georgia Southern. They've won 10 in a row here on this floor. They are 11-1 at home, almost unbeatable here in Statesboro. And that one is blocked away by Lewis Graham, long back to East Tennessee State.
East Tennessee State could really use to get Rhoda back involved. It's been all Smith now.
Oh, nice touch from outside by Greg Sumac, the freshman from Ontario. Guess who? Nesbitt again. Can't get that one to fall, and they're going to call the push inside on the freshman Graham.
Over the back. That's a foul. Coaches don't mind trying to make an aggressive play to go to the glass. That ball is almost down for Nesbitt, but now these are where the Bucks have got to take advantage. They've been hard pressed to get stops. Now that they got one, they got to turn it into a little mini run here.
Talking about East Tennessee State, they've won 4 consecutive Southern Conference North Division titles, back-to-back conference tournament championships.
Oh, nice play, and then the presence of mind to save it.
Gimme on the basket, and he will be fouled from behind.
Well, you know, we talked about how great Nesbitt and Smith have scored, but they are not one-dimensional players. We talk about Smith at 5'9", averages 4 rebounds. How about Nesbitt, tied for the team lead with steals with 29. Watch him get one of the steals here, and then has the presence of mind as he's going out of bounds to put touch on that ball so Genny can run underneath it and turn it into a scoring opportunity.
Dante Genny, double figure scoring 14 times in the last 18 games. He has started the last 15 in a row since starting against College of Charleston back on January 10th. And now you can see why the young man is a lightning bug on the court. Hustles up and down both ends of the court, although he misses the back end of the free throw shots there. East Tennessee State trying to slowly cut into the margin that had grown to 19 to 17-minute mark.
Can't leave him. He will make you pay for that. His third 3 ball of the afternoon. Again, 11 points looks like a lot, but with the points coming in bunches as they do the way Georgia Southern plays, far from over.
Nesbitt can't get the roll. Francois on the foul.
That's what I was talking about a minute ago. When they get misses, they haven't been able to capitalize. Stickbacks, well, then they turn the ball over, and so this is still a comfortable double-digit lead for the Eagles.
Francois now in double digits the last 16 consecutive games. That was his 10th point of the afternoon. Smith nearly turns it over and does turn it over. He points to Genny, saying Genny touched the basketball, but it'll belong to Georgia Southern. The lead back to 13 over East Tennessee State, 15:28 to play.
Green ball.
Left side of your screen, 8-year-old Dalton Bass, a great story. He's a cancer survivor in remission, treatment from leukemia. He's a guest coach on the bench at East Tennessee State. That's his brother Zane sitting beside him. Dalton is 8 years of age, and Murray Bartow says, you're going to be a guest coach with our basketball team. He brought him on the bench. They won 3 in a row. They're now 3-1 with him around. His mom and dad, Chris and Angie, drove him all the way down here from Johnson City, 6 hours yesterday, so little Dalton could sit on the bench for the final game of the year, despite the fact that it is an away game. So kudos to those parents and to Murray Bartow for having understanding that basketball extends far beyond the playing court.
Finished by Francois. Well, I envy the young man. That makes him 3-1 as a coach. That's a .750 winning percentage. I wish I could be up in that level.
He gets in the huddle apparently and tells Murray, you know, there's some things I want to tell the team. Murray says, don't tell me, tell them.
And Murray's one of the class acts. 2 classy coaches here today.
No doubt about that. And Nesbitt will draw the foul inside. That is a second foul on Nesbitt, I should say. Nesbitt draws the foul, his second of the afternoon.
Look at Murray Bartow. He's still technically the head coach.
Anthony got away with, could have been called for a charge. He buried the shoulder in the defender, but he will draw the foul inside. And that is the 3rd foul on Lewis Graham, the freshman forward from West Palm.
You watch, there's the lean in, but that really doesn't really establish position. You see coming from the back. Graham a step late. It's a tough call. And technically, you don't have to be there ahead of the offensive player as long as your feet are down. If he puts his shoulder between your numbers, you're right, Doc. It's a charge. But that's a bang-bang play and a tough call.
Take a look at Jeff Price, 6th-year head coach here, coming off a 21-8 season a year ago. Southern Conference South Division title, averaging 17+ wins in his 5 years here at the helm of the Eagles. What a job he has done, coming from a Division II program at Boca Raton, Florida, Lynn University.
Well, I want to talk about that in a bit. Not only his success in the small college ranks, but a little bit of a trend we're seeing now, swinging back to Division I's, going with guys who are small college head coaches. And there's a bunch of guys who have had great success doing it. See, I think it's a triangle on 2 right here. We'll see if we can get a look at it.
Inside to Joseph to Francois. It rolls out. He can't get it to fall. East Tennessee State trying to get some offense going. And guess who? Smith. This is out to Anthony for 3.
Nice drive and dish. And Anthony, who just scored on the previous possession, knocks down a 3. Let's see what they do defensively here. Is running out of his equipment there is Joseph fixing his shoe. And Murray Bartow, hey, he knows that they've got him. He gives you some different looks. They can't just stay. Here we are, man-to-man. We're going to take you on mano-a-mano. They've played zone. They played a little 1-3-1. They haven't played it yet today, but they do play that. They played box and 1. And I believe right now, this might be a triangle and 2. They're guarding the 2 guards man-to-man and playing a triangle zone in the back. We'll take a look. But I know he has told me before the game, going to see a lot of different looks and trying to find something to catalyst his team cut into this double-digit lead.
Murray Bartow, of course, the son of legendary Gene Bartow, played for his dad at UAB, also coached 6 years for the Blazers, 103 wins, 3 postseason appearances for UAB prior to coming to East Tennessee State, where he won the conference title and went to the NCAA tournament in his first year a year ago. Kenny back out to Joseph.
Working. They're keeping the ball out of the hands of the 2 guards, making the other guys beat him, not letting Williams and Nesbitt get it. Here's a chance to put a little run together. They need a bucket here.
Scott for the short 15-footer. Can't get the roll. Oh, nice cross-court pass. Nesbitt, and we'll call it goaltending as Kenny goes up to lay it in.
Well, and that is why they've got a hard time when they don't score, because in transition they're just getting whacked as this team flies down the floor and uses their quickness to get easy wins.
Let's take a look back at this date in college basketball history. At just 5'9", Providence point guard John Linehan made up for his small size with speed and determination on defense, often resulting in thievery. On this date, Linehan broke fellow Friar Eric Murdoch's all-time NCAA record for steals. He'd finished his career with 385, still the most ever. Linehan played in 122 games, 385 steals. Pretty impressive effort for a young man who didn't have a lot of size but had a tremendous heart.
No, I called a lot of those games, and he was a dynamo. He would totally turn games around with his ability to steal the basketball. Providence part of history again today, maybe in a way they didn't want to, from Jim Boeheim's 700th victim, as Jim Boeheim joins the very, very elite 700 win club. Congratulations to the longtime Syracuse mentor.
Absolutely, congratulations to Jimmy Boeheim on getting the win. 700, a lot of victories.
All at one place, which is even more rare in today's game.
Inside of 10 seconds in the shot clock, Smith and Nesbitt one-on-one. Clock at 4 seconds. Smith lofts it up, and nothing but net.
He makes that look easy. He just keeps probing till there's an opening, and then he's through it so quick, and he gets that little floater to go down.
26 points for Timmy Smith, trying to somehow bring the Buccaneers back. Williams off to Francois. Dish inside to Nesbitt, and it'll be off the glass. He'll count a couple more for Nesbitt. Dylan Sneed called for the goaltender. 26 points for Elton Nesbitt.
Well, they had a little run going when they kept the ball. See, he turned his back. Unfortunately for Smith, he lost his man for a moment. You got to split that vision, see man and ball, and he let Nesbitt get behind him. And this team is too good offensively. You make a mistake, they will make you pay.
Largest margin was 19. They cut it to 11 early in the second half. ETSU, whoops, they're going to call a foul as Williams leans across on Anthony.
The ball looked like it might be a backcourt violation, and Williams got a little overeager as he saw a possible turnover situation there. You got to look at both coaches. As we said, 2 class acts and very successful.
No doubt about that.
Nesbitt goes to the bench. Let's see how they play without him.
And that one swatted away, and it'll go off of Timmy Smith.
13th turnover, and that is sometimes the problem. He takes it in traffic and sometimes dodges a bullet, but sometimes does not, as we saw right there.
We are in Statesboro, Georgia, Southern Conference action. Judgment Week presented by Sharp, and it's somewhat of a judgment day here in the Southern Conference as Georgia Southern in the white trying to go to 12-1 on their home floor, their final regular season game of the year. Along with the coach, Bob Valvano, I'm Jerry Punch. Glad to have you with us.
Look at the barrage from behind the arc. Again, a double-digit game for Georgia Southern. Numbers show when they have shot like that, they've had good success.
On rebound goes to Smith on the drive. He takes it off the glass and draws the foul on Nesbitt inside.
That is just too good. I mean, you look, you're waiting for him to make a pass. He's thinking, why should I bother? I'm quicker than anybody on the floor. I'll go right by, pick up the foul on Foreman, and now it's a possible three-point play.
If you want to know how good Timmy Smith is, ask Wake Forest 2 years ago. He nearly beat them in the opening round of the NCAA tournament. His shot from three bounded out in the final seconds, and last year he single-handedly brought him back against the Bearcats of Cincinnati in the final seconds. They nearly upset Cincinnati, so Timmy Smith, a sensational player. And when you're on the cover of Sports Illustrated to begin the year, you're not much of a secret.
Well, they got a chance here. That's 29 points for Smith. They're within 10. A lot of time left. This is a big possession.
Smith gets in the air, finally gets rid of the basketball. Anthony off with the shot.
Sure, they needed that one. Not quite that quick.
Rush the shot somewhat inside the Guinea. Williams trying to get free for the three-point shot. Can't get it. Joseph gets his pocket picked. It is the big fella. Sneed down the court. Turn around. Oh,
Yeah, runaway train.
A tractor trailer on the breakaway is Dylan Sneed.
I promise you, Murray Bartos, the heart was in his throat. It was 3-on-1, and he was the guy who chose to handle it, but he finished it.
Sneed's 14th rebound. He is now dominating inside. That's what you expect from the guy that leads the conference in rebounding.
I'm telling you, that little change of defenses that Murray Bartow threw in there got Georgia Southern out of a rhythm. And now, as they have been able to score and set that defense up, the momentum has turned a bit, within 8.
How about a thundering move by a 6'7", 270-pound center, Dylan Sneed. Thank you very much, Scott, as the UConn Huskies come roaring back. And right here in Statesboro, Georgia, the Buccaneers of East Tennessee State coming back.
Well, certainly Connecticut's tournament resume a little stronger, perhaps, than the two teams that are in this ballgame. It's a pretty good resume. In fact, 22 in the RPI, 10-3 in a very, very competitive Big East, a top 25 schedule. So they are in, certainly. No mystery about that. But still, obviously, seeding so important. A lot of work to be done yet. Big East tournament, we'll see. That should be very entertaining, as it always is.
What a year for Boston College, speaking of which, their final year in the Big East. Rhoda here on the floater. Here come the Eagles. Williams doesn't have the numbers. Nearly loses the basketball. Does lose the basketball. Timmy Smith all by himself.
They are right back in the ballgame. As I said, game is going to have so many points, it's going to be a game of runs. You watch, they're playing man-to-man out here, so they're clearly not playing straight zone.
Nesbitt at the other end.
That's just what they needed. He got a little break. It got wobbly with him out. He's back.
Timmy Smith has 31 points. Make it 33. Unbelievable left-handed shot off the spin around.
5'9". They're basically push shots. He's got to create so much space for himself, and now he's got another steal.
Georgia Southern struggling, holding on to the basketball. Nice pass, and the margin is down to 4.
Somebody's hurt, I believe. Looks like Williams is shaking up. Terry Williams comes to the bench.
If we can see what happened here a moment ago.
Terry Williams is doubled over on the bench. I don't entirely know why. Let's take a look. Well, we're not going to see anything there, I don't believe. That was the end of the play. The nice pass by Smith.
Getting from outside.
A lot of guns on this team, as we've talked about. 3,000-point scorers, and Genny's got 9 already tonight. 11, excuse me. He's in double figures as well. 11 points now.
Inside of 10 minutes to play here in this one. Final game of the regular season for these two teams. Southern Conference Tournament next weekend in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Smith again.
This is for good stuff here. These two guys are just toe-to-toe. Whatever you can do, I can do better. Wow.
36 points for Tim Smith. Blocked from behind by Sneed. Dillian Sneed. A nice block beneath the hoop. Taken away by Francois. Sneed will grab him and be called for the foul.
You know, sometimes you're so good and so quick, it works against you. Smith sometimes is a bit careless with the ball. As you watch right here, he's just dribbling down the floor, not even aware that Francois is right there, and it turns into an easy turnover, and that's one that so easily could have been avoided.
Getting from outside for three, and the margin goes back to 6.
Nice, simple pass and catch and shoot, and this guy keeps it simple as well. He is just breathtaking what he's doing today.
Timmy Smith, we told you he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated talking about how little guys make a big impact and how important it is to have speed in college basketball. And he's certainly putting on a clinic here today. He and Elton Nesbitt, both under 5 feet 9 inches tall.
Man, oh man.
Take a look at Timmy Smith's work today. The Newport News junior spent a couple of years at Hargrave Military Academy. Sensational effort on the steal for the putback.
Quick. That was a transition where they had numbers. Here he is with the floater. I mean, it's just a clinic of shots, Doc. Just remarkable. In the lane, and just changes direction so quickly to create space for something. It's a push shot. So in order to get that shot off, he has to create separation. He does it by stepping back, going to the gap, going right, going left. And he has the deep range as well. He's already got 4 3-pointers. Wow, look at the numbers. Look at these numbers.
38 points by Smith, 28 by Nesbitt. Smith had 35 early in the year against Marshall, had 29 in the bracket buster game against Austin Peay 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but Nesbitt's got to get back in. You see the triangle, too. There's the triangle inside, and they're playing these two guys on the wing man-to-man. And that's what's taking them out of the offense a little bit, not allowing the 2 wing players to get going, forcing the big players to beat them.
And we're going to call the hold on Dillian Sneed inside against Francois, who was trying to make his way down the baseline to the basket. Second foul on Sneed.
Here's all the numbers you need to know about that, Doc. 15 3-pointers attempted Georgia Southern in the first half. They made 8. Only 4 even attempted this half and made 2.
Oh, nice effort inside. Nice pass by Guinea as well to set up the basket.
Still, East Tennessee State said no more behind the arc. You're going to beat us? You're going to beat us with the interior players.
Anthony in the air, gets his own rebound. Pump fakes, can't make it. Sneed hammering inside for the basket, and he is fouled.
Sneed is a big, you don't need me to tell you that, you just got to look at him, but I mean a big presence, not just physical size. This is a guy that has had some big numbers, 6 double-doubles on the season, and a big stick back there. 16
points for Dillian Sneed. Spent 2 years at Colby Community College. Had a chance to play at Nebraska, Iowa State, Purdue, and Pittsburgh, and decided to come to East Tennessee State. Buccaneers climbing back in it. We've got a good one here in Statesboro, Georgia. Southern Conference action. East Tennessee State roaring back now and pulled within 4 points, 78-74. You take a look at our KFC game tracks. Look at these points. Timmy Smith, a career high today, 38 points, and we still have almost 8 minutes to play.
Where's my abacus? I've blown my calculator out. I need to find something else. Look at these numbers. Nesbitt, but again, they have slowed him down here in the second half. Nesbitt had a big, enormous first half. They've slowed him down a bit. And East Tennessee State getting back in at the 21st half fast break points, getting some easy buckets.
Smith is 15 of 27 from the field. I should mention a moment ago, I said Sneed had 16 points. It's 16 rebounds he's got, and now make that 7 points on the day.
Looking for another double-double, and if you get 20 rebounds, that should count as a double-double itself. So then if you get 10 points, it should be a triple-double.
Leads the conference in rebounding, averaging 9.1. That one's thrown away.
Oh, and he got a timeout. How about that? which is a rule, by the way, I hate. But still, that is a rule, and it's in play. And so you got to give Nesbitt credit for grabbing the ball as he was headed out to the hallway and having the presence of mind to call a timeout.
Well, tonight ESPN2's coverage of women's college basketball continues at 7 Eastern as Ann Strother, Shard Houston, and the Connecticut Huskies try to sweep the regular season from the Boston College Eagles. Judgment Week on ESPN2 tonight at 7 Eastern time. Of course, ESPN, we are your exclusive home for the Women's NCAA Championship. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Fallen Eagle injured Boston College players, certainly a big missing link there. 17.1 points, 5.2 rebounds for Deveni. Out with an Achilles injury. A major blow to the Eagles of Boston College.
Straight zone here now. Now they're back to the straight 2-3. And they're going to make them pay if that goes in.
Getting nails it from beyond the arc, and that's what they did for the entire first half.
Absolutely. I'm surprised they got out of the gimmick stuff.
Scott tries to dribble it inside to Sneed, and the ball is lost out of bounds. Williams comes back in, and Dwayne Foreman will take a seat. Anthony draws the foul inside on the shot. And if that's on Graham, that'll be 4. If it's on Graham,
it is.
4th personal foul by the freshman who's been a major part of the inside game for the Eagles of Georgia Southern this year.
See what Jeff Price does. Speaking of Jeff Price, we talked about this. You mentioned Lynn University. He started the program there, Doc. They were in the NAIA, they went to the postseason there, and then in his first year in the NCAA Division II, took them to the Final Four, took them to Sweet 16, 3 straight NCAA bids, had a chance to come back here as a head coach. You're starting to see that trend a little bit. My old conference, the Great Lakes Valley Conference, a Division II league with 10 teams in it. 4 of those guys are Division I coaches now. Bruce Pearl at Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Kind of doing a great job there. A guy at Western Michigan, Steve Hawkins, who won 26 games last year. Royce Waltman went to the NCAA Indiana State. And then a new guy at Loyola, Jeff Witzel, who's made with the Coach of the Year in that conference. So you're seeing a trend there. And Mike Lonergan, I'm told, may get the Vermont job.
That'd be a great opportunity for Mike. Bruce Pearl, by the way, 9 consecutive NCAA appearances at Southern Indiana, including winning a national championship prior to going to Wisconsin-Milwaukee.
Absolutely. So you know what I'm talking about. And people look at that in other programs and see maybe it's worth us doing that. And certainly Jeff Price has advanced that cause with a great job here coming from the non-Division I ranks.
It's great to see the Division I programs appreciate a Division II player, and that foul called inside on Sean Olivier for the block.
Well, that's a tough call. Let's take a look if he's there. Feet are, ooh, that's tough. Boy, that's tough. That could have gone either way. His feet are down, but again, his feet may be down after he's left the floor, and if in the official's judgment, he's airborne. Doesn't matter. That's still a block. We got to show the officials some love. Because Doug Sermons, one of the officials, went to my alma mater, Virginia Wesleyan College.
Is that why you're giving him some love? He's
Gotta take care of your fellow alums. You know what that's like.
4 points for Aaron Scott. It's 1 and 2. Partially blocked by Scott at the other end, and he gets the basketball back. Keeps the dribble alive. Now we'll give it up to Anthony and take a breath. Here's Rhoda looking for 3 from the corner.
Ooh, that was big. That would have made it a 1-possession game.
Moving in on 6 minutes to play, and Nesbitt, it's partially blocked, but counted. 30 points for Elton Nesbitt.
You just can't overstate in transition how easily they're scoring, Doc. You watch it here with a nice burst of speed. When they took the 3-pointers away from them and took Nesbitt out of the game is when they got back in it. They give those things back. It's going to be tough to finish this comeback. And a charge here.
That's a good call. Timmy Smith moved right into chest to chest, and Timmy Smith's face hit about the belt buckle of the defender. Second personal foul for the All-American Smith.
30-second timeout. By the way, Jim Witzel will never forgive me. I called him Jeff a moment ago, the new Loyola coach, so I apologize for that. But clearly some great coaches here today, and we got some NBA stuff to talk about.
Absolutely. Tomorrow night, ESPN's coverage of the NBA continues with a battle of Florida's the most dangerous scoring duo in the league. Shaquille O'Neal and Dwayne Wade lead the Miami Heat against Grant Hill, Steve Francis, and the Orlando Magic. Heat Magic also available in high definition on ESPN HD. NBA rivalry week on ESPN.
It's been a great year in the NBA. It really has. Been very interesting storylines in both conferences. Interesting to see how quickly Shaq gets back to full speed.
You know, one thing you got to love about college basketball, you've got to love in college basketball, is the fact that no matter what your conference record is or regular, you get to play in a tournament, and you still got a shot to go to the big dance.
Absolutely. And that is, you know, that's the great time of year right now. And obviously, the bigger conferences may be playing for seeds. The one big league's trying to get in.
Dean Francois with a soft 7-footer.
Great press attack there. Made it look easy. Now back to 9, trying to get some separation again. And what a hustle again on the floor.
Here's Francois. Roda's coming for the block. And Francois will miss the shot, but he will draw the foul on Ben Roda.
This is what you love. Your best player says, I don't care about how many points I've got. I'm doing the blue-collar stuff. Watch him get to the floor. We've seen him do that a number of times. Gets it, and from flat on his back, finds the man ahead of the field to go in for what would have been the dunk. If Roda doesn't commit the prevent foul, it's an easy 2 points. That is, we have seen both Smith and Nesbitt do that more than once today, and that is a great example. When you got guys 30-point scorers doing the grunt work, the other guys will step up and do the grunt work too.
14 points for Francois. He tries to add to his total. Scoring leaders here for the afternoon. Smith with 38 points, a career high, 15 of 27. And Nesbitt, 30 points, but it's what they do also to help their team away from scoring points.
Well, that's what we talked about, the numbers. Smith averages, he's 5'9", he averages 4 rebounds a game. He's got 49 steals. Nesbitt averages almost 4 rebounds a game, and he also is tied for the lead in steals on his team.
East Tennessee State has not won here in Statesboro, Georgia since 1995. One of the most difficult places they say they have to go and play, and one of the reasons is because the students are right on top of the court. They're hanging over us here on the side court. It was a very noisy place to play.
This has been clearly, again, to state the obvious, 5.5 minutes to go, 88-78. This is going to be one of the most high-scoring games that I've been a part of all year, and certainly no fluke, because these guys have lots of firepower. The stars have stepped up and gotten lots of help from their teammates. It's not just been a two-man show, although it's been a pretty spectacular two-man show in terms of the numbers those guys have put up.
And Nesbitt comes out, and he will get some ice put on that left knee, being attended to on the Georgia Southern bench. Apparently got a little bit of a cut there as well. They're going to put some pressure on it and try to.
Rule state, you got to stop the bleeding. It had to be when he dove for the loose ball. You got a floor burn. It's, anybody who's played familiar with those.
Now we'll see if these Tennessee State can do something with Nesbitt out of the ball game.
We're going to face guard Smith. We're going to face guard Smith at the top. That's great defense by Williams, keeping Smith from even getting his mitts on the ball.
Cermak couldn't get it to fall. Here comes Williams. Cross-court pass. And they're going to call steps on Anthony Marshall. 11th turnover for Georgia Southern.
Just want to finish that thought for a minute ago. For people who hadn't heard the news, Mike Lonergan, the assistant at Maryland, going to follow the highly successful and very popular Tom Brennan at Vermont, who's had a great run. He spent most of his career at the Division III level at Catholic U, so pendulum seems to be swinging that way, Jerry.
Absolutely. It's great to see that Division I college programs recognize the ability of the NAIA and Division II coaches that have worked their way hard to be able to get where they are. Like the guys we're seeing today, like Jeff Price here, did starting a program in South Florida at Lynn University.
It's dangerous. Great defense by Nesbitt. Well, you know, you could even make the case we talked about today. How many lists have you read all year about the great shooters in the country? Have you seen Elton Nesbitt's name on them? I haven't, and he should be, but he's not playing in one of the BCS conferences.
Well, hopefully he'll be today, because everybody got to take a see what kind of talent this young man is.
Certainly better.
Both Nesbitt and Smith, by the way, are just juniors. They've got one more year here. Cermak on the turnaround. Can't get it to fall. Falls his own rebound on the putback.
Well, they're hanging around. They still haven't been able to get all the way to the mountaintop.
Georgia Southern needs to win this ball game and hope for an upset of College of Charleston tonight to be able to get second seed in the South Division and a first-round bye in the Southern Conference tournament. That's what's at stake here for the guys in the white jerseys. Anthony is fouled by Williams, and a very foolish foul on Williams. Anthony was off balance trying to put that shot up.
Well, you're speaking like a coach there. You hate when your players foul jump shooters. It drives you crazy. That's not where you want to use your fouls. But again, a game that's going this fast, you're not going to have every decision made perfectly. They're making a month's worth of decisions in a ball game.
James Anthony, the senior, who has been just simply sensational the last 5 games. Over 20 points he's been scored the last 5, which is 14 points this afternoon. Make it, well, so they make it 15, but it doesn't fall. Well, if you're Jeff Price, you're not liking that shot right there because you got a 9-point lead. And you need to take a little time off the clock, I would think.
Yeah, they dance with the girl that brung them, though. That's how they play. They are playing up-tempo, tap to buzzer.
Anthony, man-to-man cover. Williams on the guarding Anthony. Penetrates inside, backs it out. Can't get the shot to fall, and a nice rebound by Olivier. Here's Nesbitt.
Oh, he would have had the rebound. His teammate tipped it away from him.
2:01, they got the numbers. Rhoda in for the layup.
Beautiful pass by Anthony, though, and a turnover and a careless one there. That's where you're talking about, Jerry. They want to go fast. They don't want to go careless with this lead.
It is a 7-point margin, and East Tennessee will have the basketball. 3:29 to play for a good one here in Statesboro, Georgia. Thank you very much, Scott. As the Huskies are battling back, so is East Tennessee State. Take a look at our 2-star watch. Sensational guard play today by 2 of the guys you may not have heard very much of. Timmy Smith, 38 points. Most of them from beyond the arc. 4 of 6 from beyond 19 feet. Elton Nesbitt, 30 points.
When they've been spectacular to every which way, off the dribble, behind the arc, in transition. And oh, by the way, I lost count. It's 5 loose balls that the 2 of them have been on the floor diving for. So they clearly are not just scoring, although they are scoring in pretty dramatic fashion today.
It was an 11-point margin at halftime, 52-41. East Tennessee State has hung around the entire second half. Smith launches the 3 and nails it.
That's why they're so good, Jerry. When you take a tiny gamble, he tried to steal the inbounds pass, missed it, and it turned into a 3. 41 now for Smith, and Nesbitt has done the same thing every time they've gone for a steal on him against the straight 2-3 zone here.
A 4-point margin here as the clock is winding down. That one's off the mark. And they're going to call a jump ball. Possession error will give it back to Georgia Southern.
Ooh, this is getting dicey here. They've hung around just enough. You got to give Murray Bartow's bunch credit for hanging in. And they got a 3-minute game with a 4-point margin. This team just 1-11 on the road against a team that's only lost once here in this building.
Jeff Price getting Francois back in. He's their inside presence in terms of offensive rebounding. Inside of 3 minutes to play, closest East Tennessee State's been in the last 12 minutes. Two of the Southern Conference heavyweights. Each of these teams won their division a year ago. Buccaneers won the tournament. Getting with a nice soft floater.
Yeah, that was all set up by Williams. Dribbling to his right and throwing back against the zone to the left.
Oh, nice pass inside. Cermak gets it swatted away. And Williams will draw the foul from Rhoda.
Oh, what a big play. You know, it's so funny, Jerry. You get a game that's going to have 160 shots taken in it, and you think about one little play like that could decide it. That ball goes in, it's back to 4, getting a little wobbly instead. A great block. Looks like a short layup, turns it into a block and a foul, and now a chance to go to the line. One defensive play in a game of 200 points could be the difference.
Well, Greg Cermak looked to be wide open. The 6'8" Canadian just turned around, and it was a great defensive play.
Yeah, absolutely. Great hustle play. Looked like for sure it was going to be a 4-point game, and instead now you're staring at possibly an 8-point margin with this pretty solid free throw shooter. Terry Williams almost an 80% free throw shooter.
He could actually finish as the all-time school record holder in free throw percentage for his career. He's right now sitting at 79.8%. He shot 90% from the charity stripe a year ago.
He wants wants to shoot the basketball. He's standing there clapping his hands, saying, let's go, you're icing me here.
Williams, 12 points and 8 assists on the afternoon. But it's what he does without scoring. It's so important. It's so valuable to this basketball team. Dishing the ball out for one, Nesbitt and Francois. Judgment Week presented by Sharp. We're in Statesboro, Georgia, Hanner Fieldhouse. East Tennessee State and Georgia Southern, along with the coach, Bob Valvano. I'm Jerry Punch. Glad to have you with us. Coming up next, Bill Fishing Extreme Release League. That's coming up next at the conclusion of this Southern Conference matchup. Scott trying to dish it back out. Anthony can't get it tipped away.
I'll tell you, Doc, when you start your IRL coverage, it's not going to be a whole lot faster in this game today. This is right in your wheelhouse.
A little IndyCar action coming up in a week or so from Homestead Miami Speedway. Rhoda looks for Smith.
Look how tight they're going to Smith. Nesbitt trying to keep him from catching the ball.
Rhoda on the short turnaround. Can't get it to fall. Rebound. They throw it away.
Bad turnover with a 7-point lead, 2 minutes to go. Even if you want to play fast, you just can't do that.
12th turnover for Georgia Southern. Rhoda will come out. Travis Strong will come back in. He's a dangerous outside shooter as NBA range, as Strong will inbounds the basketball.
They had a hard time getting it in the last 4 times. Remember the baseline out of bounds they threw out, and Nesbitt knocked out of bounds. Then they almost got a steal in the corner when Smith got a 3, and here they get a 5-second violation. Well, those are 2 plays each coach can't be happy with their teams about.
7-point margin here with 2 minutes to play in Statesboro, Georgia. Williams now will set up the offense.
That's what you expect out of your senior, even though they want to force tempo. Not in this case. They'll be happy to run that shot clock down.
Inside, Oatman on Sneed and gets the roll. Check out Olivier on Sneed.
That's his first bucket, and a big time to get one, I'll tell you what.
East Tennessee State now with a sense of urgency. 1:25 seconds to play. That's the guy you want taking the shot from outside. Battling inside at Sneed, and he draws the foul.
What an enormous game on the backboards that young man has had. Wow.
Well, Dillian Sneed came into this game leading the conference in rebounding, and he has been a warrior inside in the lane.
You know, everybody's done pretty much what they were advertised to do this afternoon, Jerry, haven't they? He's got 20 rebounds now in the afternoon. That's what we knew he did. We knew the scorers were going to score, and everybody has performed as advertised.
Coming out of junior college, he had a lot of people who wanted this young man. Pittsburgh wanted him, Purdue wanted him, Iowa State wanted him. He signed to go to Nebraska and had a problem with the transcript. Ended up coming to East Tennessee State because they hung with him, and he has been a great asset here for Murray Bartow. Francois down with the rebound inside of 1:20. Elton Nesbitt. They have put on a clinic here from shooting from beyond the arc today.
Trying to foul. Brothers, there's a lot of good free throw shooters on the floor for Georgia Southern. Nesbitt
leads the league in free throw percentage, and you don't want to foul him. Here comes East Tennessee back. Anthony on the turnover dribble.
They needed a quick bucket. That was smart not to force a 3. Time is more important. Now they got a foul, though, I think. They don't get a steal in the backcourt. They're going to run out of time.
And they will call that foul. Well, put Williams in the free throw line. Williams is 5th in the conference in free throw percentage shooting. That foul on Strong. Travis Strong, a sophomore out of Memphis, Tennessee. Williams has 13 points and 8 assists. His average on the year is 13-2. If he gets this one, he'll go above the average.
I'd like to be Elton Nesbitt, who may very well be. Elton Nesbitt's going to have 30 points and not be the player of the game, Doc.
Well,
Tim Smith.
Our sharp player of the game, East Tennessee State's junior guard, Timmy Smith, 41 points, a career high. That's a hard choice there in picking a player of the game in this one when you got 2 sensational guards that are just leading their teams phenomenally. Smith, will it be 43? Can't get it to fall.
He might be more coming here, though. He's going to get this up there somehow, I think. Oh, no, nice pass.
Strong takes a shot from outside. Inside, Sneed on the putback. And timeout, East Tennessee State.
That gives Snead a well-deserved double-double. With all the work he's done on the boards, I'm glad he got his 10 points. 21 rebounds now for Snead. Well, he's going to score 90-plus points, Murray Bartow is, and it may not be enough. That's what kind of offensive fireworks we've had this afternoon.
Murray Bartow was talking about the fact that this ball club has really come together in the past 4 games. They were 3-1. He had 17 different starting lineups. He found a starting group that was really had some chemistry. And despite the fact that they still got a shot here, but he's got to be pleased with what's happening with his basketball team here in the final week of the season.
They lost from last year's championship team upwards of 30-plus points and almost 20 rebounds. That was a big hole to fill. It took him a long time to adjust, and it's not been one of his banner years. They are in here punching in a very tough place to play.
Remember, East Tennessee State only has 9 scholarship players. They are playing without Michael Tolliver, who's been out all year with a knee injury. Brad Knuckles, a part of that conference title team a year ago, out with a foot fracture, taking a red shirt. And there's a look at our Star Watch numbers. Nesbitt and Smith, 71 points between those 2 guys.
Jerry, as I've said earlier, the thing I love about that, 27 for 47 shooting. That is way over 50%. And when you've got 10 3-point field goals in the bunch, that means your point per shot numbers are absolutely off the charts. Not to mention all the little things they've done, rebounding, diving for loose balls. Very impressive.
5-point margin inside of 24 seconds now. They try to foul Francois, and Scott will be called for the foul as Francois dribbles by.
Yeah, that's a bunch of good free throw shooters on the floor, though. Francois at 76%, Williams almost 80%, Nesbitt's over 80%, Genny's at 78%. Not a lot of options. You got to just hammer somebody and hope.
You know, talking about Timmy Smith, Coach, coming out of Newport News, Virginia, he spent a couple of years at Hargrave Military Academy, and then he said his recruiting was, Wake Forest told him if they didn't take Justin Gray, they would take him. Well, that's a pretty good choice.
You can't fault Wake Forest for that.
Marquette was considering him, but East Tennessee State stayed with him, and that's where he came to play, and certainly has been sensational.
This is the numbers now. Looking at the scoreboard, although you take a look, the reset, everybody's in double bonus, only 1 timeout left. But if he makes this, it's still a 2-possession game, and Smith, can get the ball to the basket in a hurry, so they should get a shot off quickly.
And the possession arrow favors the Buccaneers of East Tennessee State. Tip back outside. Big tip outside. Nesbitt. And the leading free throw shooter in the conference.
That is absolutely the stuff that makes coaches go gray. I don't know if Murray Bartow uses just for men or not, although he staggers to the floor at the end of that. They just could not miss 2 free throws and couldn't get the rebound on the second one, and now they got the leading free throw shooter, as you mentioned, at the line. It was a bad turn of events for the visitors.
And we just jinxed him. Elton Nesbitt, almost 85% from the charity stripe. 30 points, 4 rebounds, 2 for 3 from the free throw line.
Still a 2-possession game, though, by only making 1 of 2, but they lost about 7 seconds on the clock by allowing that rebound prior, and that's maybe the most significant thing that came out of that.
East Tennessee State will be looking for Timmy Smith, setting the screen. Here comes Strong, takes it back out to Anthony, who takes a 3-point shot. Can't make it. Smith gets the rebound and take the shot again. Tip will take the shot again, throws it at the basket. Inside of 3-4 seconds to play.
I think Jeff Price knows his team is out of Dodge, and the fans do as well. They rise, give their team a standing ovation.
A great crowd on hand here at Hanner Fieldhouse, and Jeff Price will get his 101st career victory as the head coach at Georgia Southern. They will hope tonight that the Citadel can upset the College of Charleston so they can be the 2nd seed in the tournament. Foul on the play with 1.5 ticks on the clock.
Murray Bartow calls off the dog, says it's over, 1.5. They'll throw it in, run it out, and we are done.